Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Oakland Raiders. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Ready? 180. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Rush in. Rush in.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV. Called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go. Watch the 8. Switch. 20. Slam. Hey, check 24. Check 24. Switch.
Running the jet sweep. This is Thielen with it. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Set. 180. Check 53. 8. Oh, you got D. Mike, 53. 53. Mike. 53 to Mike. 53.
On 2nd and 9. Newton. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. Give him 8 on the play, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Let's get it.
I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
Here on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 49-yard line. Now Newton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
So 2nd and inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what the opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on that opening drive. They wanted to put together a series of plays, sustain it. They've done that. The defense now on their heels a little.
That they are. And you know what else is happening now? They're gaining information. They're gaining knowledge about how the defense is planning on playing them. So not only are they being successful on this drive, they're filing things away for future drives in this game.
Mike, 53. 53, Mike. Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Newton. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 18.
Okay, I'm not so great at math, but I just looked over at our statistician, Marvin, and he signaled to me 5 for 5 to get things started here on this opening drive. Where I come from, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Now, what do you do defensively to adjust?
Well, this is where you got to make a decision.
Looking for Thielen, but it's intercepted. It's Eric Harris who picks it. He's going through a rough patch throwing the football. 4 interceptions in that loss last week. Opening drive starts the game with a pick here.
But we did spend time with the head coach and the offensive coordinator and asked them, what did you see on tape? What did you see on film? And they talked about mechanics, making sure that he gets his feet underneath him, doesn't overstride, does a better job taking care of the football. And I think they're as shocked as anyone to see the first one of the game here in this one.
Yeah, he needs to start heeding their advice. After the interception, here's Jackson. He'll have a first down past the 40. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he led him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Everson Griffin with a big-time sack on third down. It's a loss of 7. On fourth down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Oh, this is off the side of his foot. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Foxborough. And the Patriots are out to an early lead there over the Jets. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Check. Gun. Check. 50. Who that? 53's the Mike. 53. Check 53. I got it. Mike, 53. 53. Mike.
Now it's Newton. The try. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Ready? Look at it. 53 is the mark. Hey, here we go. Watch twist. Check. 8.
They'll run on first down. Cook. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8.
Great. Watch the run. Good shot, baby. That's baby. Check. 53's mine. Check. 53's mine.
Here's Newton. This will be caught just inside the 10. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. That catch good for 5. It's third down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Watch the screen. 8. Mike, 53. Hustle. Mike, too little, cut. 53 to Mike.
Back to throw, Newton. And it'll be intercepted. It's Eric Harris who picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. No doubt a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Jackson. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defensive end, Daniil Hunter, drops him.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Jackson on 3rd and long. Throws right side, and that's complete. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
First down, Raiders.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Get him. Hey, alert 3. Alert flat. 6 guys. Check 6 guys. Check.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out in the running game.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Jackson. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. They couldn't get anything going there out on the right side in the flat of the swing pass.
And didn't we have a discussion with their staff about wanting to get the backs more involved in the passing game? Huge emphasis for this game, but obviously the defense had other plans and really made a nice play.
To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson, Everson Griffin picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Here we go. 7 ending. Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. 45 to Mike. You must run it.
Jackson now, throwing on 3rd and long. And that'll be intercepted by the Pro Bowl safety Harrison Smith. There he goes right side. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
A free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yo, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
This is taken about 7 yards deep.
Good work, boy. Let's go. Let's go.
25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
At the 28-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
You better be afraid of me. 45, Mike, 45. You ain't going nowhere.
To throw is Jackson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
It's a gain of 6.
The last time we saw Jason Witten on a football field instead of the broadcasting booth was, of course, 2 years ago, 2017. He had 63 catches, 560 yards, 5 touchdowns. It was his 11th Pro Bowl that season for a man who came into the league back in 2003. They'll throw on first down with Jackson. Going right side here, and that's complete. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Call that a very strong gain of 24. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So line of scrimmage still to 39 on 2nd and 10. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did incompletions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Now this will be caught. Tyrell Williams. And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
45. Mike, 45. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus. 45 the mark. Let's go, D.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back.
Ready?
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. On 2nd and 9, Newton. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Hey, 53's Mike. Check, 53's Mike.
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. Looking left sideline, it's complete. A big play there just before halftime. 42 yards. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
From the red zone now, Newton. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen. As the first half is winding down, and the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Bailey got the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. The throw complete here to Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Jackson. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A good pickup there at 22.
First down, Raiders.
I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Darren Waller, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7.
Raiders 7.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st and 10. 30-yard line.
53, Mike.
Newton to throw. He's going to look deep down the field. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. That's a pretty quick response to that last touchdown drive. And it seemed like they may be giving up momentum. Not so fast.
No, not at all, because they ended up pushing the lead up once again. And you're exactly right. Thought momentum might have been shifting. Instead, they grabbed old Mo, didn't let him get to the opposite sideline.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter, went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he just falls short down at the 1-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3. Watch the twist, watch the twist.
They'll run it with Jacobs, and this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
And Anthony Barr just has it all as far as I'm concerned in terms of physique, athletic ability, and now he's versatile as well. When he came out of UCLA, he played outside linebacker, but also down defensive end. The Vikings can utilize those same sort of skills.
One more time with Jacobs. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal.
Check 31, check 31. Check 13, check 13. Showing up, showing up. Check, check. Fresno. Yeah. 36.
They'll run with Jacobs. And he's over the line and in for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. Able to punch it in on third down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a fourth down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
At their own 28-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Corey Littleton leading the surge there as he drops him for a loss of 6.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. I got it. Mike, 53. 53. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Hey! I'm coming. 53 is the Mike. 53 is the Mike. You can't block me. You can't block me.
After the sack on first down, Newton, that one into the hands of Thielen, complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
It's a gain of 3.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works a defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
20. Mike, 53. Let's go. Gun. Let's go. D, tighten up. Undercrush. Let's go. Drive on. Hey, turn.
Third and long, it's Newton. Open man is Thielen, it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And they convert on third with a gain of 22. Throwing is Newton. Over the middle here to Rudolph. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
14 more yards.
5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume passer. It used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
On first down, it's Cook. It was Isaiah Johnson there to make the stop.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Great. Get your swerve on. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
From the 36, Newton, that's complete to Show. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 24-yard line.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that, bro?
Yeah, he made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Newton will bring him up 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
Gun. 53's the mic. Check 53.
Newton. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon. But with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
25, check 25.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. The 30, 20, 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score.
We can't be stopped.
He is a difference maker at the linebacker position. He had a pick 6 last year, remember it, but it's different for those guys, isn't it, than a corner or a safety?
It certainly is, because sometimes they're pattern reading, seeing what the receivers are doing. Sometimes they're spot dropping, just getting to a place on the field and finding the quarterback and going to the ball. But remember this, these linebackers, at one time in their life, a lot of them were running backs, and they love having the ball back in their hands and making big moves towards the end zone.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here we go.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
What we got? Check 53.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Newton. That is caught. It's Tajay Sharp. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Check. Lucky. He's coming. Double up. He's coming. Double up. 20.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Newton on 1st down. He's got his man Sharp complete. A very solid gain of 27. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Double up. Check 43. Watch twins.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch. Watch that. Check nickel. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Check three. Watch safety creeping.
Again, it's Cook. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. On the ground, it's Cook. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
53's a Mike. 53. Check 53. Nice, sweetheart. 20. 53. Mike.
Now Newton on first down. Dancing to his left. He's going to take off with it. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They face a 2nd down, but they are in field goal range. Cook, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively.
He wasn't ready.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down.
Let's go, D.
Throw left side complete to Sharp. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Tajay Sharp, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Hey, that score deserves our respect, deserves our excitement. But I'm looking at the clock, and I'm thinking, there's a long way to go in this one.
Ideally, they would have liked to milk a little bit more time off. Now on the other sideline, you start to get the crew together and say, this is what we practiced a 2-minute drill for, right?
Yeah, you hope you've been in that situation before, and if you haven't, you just have the confidence, hey, let's go down there and get this thing done. But, boy, that's a big score right there to give them the advantage.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Just like that.
From midfield now, here's Jackson. He's going to let it fly. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
20. Check 50. Check 50. Check safety. Hey! Rush in. Rush in. Rush in. Hey. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
They run again on first down. Cook. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the Raiders' 28-yard line.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Vikings, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.